Good evening once again. So my name is Nakode from the Discourse channel, and we are still at the Partnering for Change events, which is organized by Reach for Change in partnership with We Do and then GIZ. So I'm going to be speaking to an amazing woman, a very beautiful woman from Ethiopia, and I'll give it to her to introduce herself, then we kickstart the conversation. Hi, and welcome to Africa Discourse channel.
Thank you so much. Brief introduction. My name is Mekdim. I am very happy that I am able to visit Ghana my first time. I am the country manager for Reach for Change Ethiopia, and pleased to be part of this amazing event.
Okay, so I think I'll just gear off a little before we start the actual conversation. You mentioned this your first time in Ghana. How has the experience been? Has there been any cultural shock since you came?
Not really, because I have an amazing friend who lived here for quite some time, an Ethiopian. She speaks highly of Ghana. So this is a country that I really wanted to visit at some point in my life, and this is actually, it happened. So honestly, like, great hospitality, amazing smiles. I love the people. I love how you guys welcome me.
That's great. We hope you stay longer to enjoy more. So I think because you are from Ethiopia, probably you have more information on what is happening in Ethiopia. So just speaking on the theme, we are talking about women, social economy, and then system change. How has it been in Ethiopia, getting more women included in entrepreneurship, in social impact? What has been the scene in Ethiopia like?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not surprising to say that the challenge that you see in Ghana also are there in Ethiopia.
Okay.
And if you can also broaden your horizon, it's also a challenge that we face as an African woman as well. So definitely the context will bring its own kind of contextual challenge and opportunities to that matter. But as Reach for Change, what we've been trying to do in terms of women economic empowerment, using economic empowerment, is more or less something that we can really replicate from one country to the other country. In Ethiopia at the moment, we are running a couple of programs that are really focused on women. For instance, what might be a bit different from Ghana in Ethiopia is there are ongoing conflicts that are resulting in displacement of mainly affected by that is women and children.
Okay.
So when you are internally displaced, maybe you're moving from one region to the other, you'll be living back, the cultural and the society that you've been within, moved into a different context.
Okay.
So in that kind of setup, usually under normal circumstance, conflict really exposes children and women to the dire consequences of its nature. So for that reason, we have IDPs moving from their locations to a new location. So one of the programs that we do at Reach for Change Ethiopia is actually a women economic empowerment program, where we are focusing on internally displaced women, supporting them with business ideas.
Okay.
So ultimately the idea is to enable them to sustain their livelihood, to support their family, and possibly also expand the impact within the displaced community.
Okay.
So we provide them with coaching, with training, market linkage, support in terms of linking them with financial institutes. That's also something that they really struggle. So, depending on the context, women in IDP setup will face different kinds of challenge when you look at women in the normal communal setup that they are there. But ultimately, the problems we share as women, as Africans, is more or less similar. So the works that we do that worked in Ghana, there is a high possibility of, with small contextualization, can be replicated in Ethiopia. So that's at Reach for Change. We really want to see, to make sure that we don't reinvent the wheel, because that will sort of have a slowing impact on how we want to progress.
So I just want to ask this question. So on the area of partnership, we realized that I think the time and the dates in Ethiopia is a bit different from what is in Ghana. So how are you able to like work regarding partnerships regarding different types of culture? Being able to collaborate with other people from like let's say Ghana, since you're here in Ghana. How is the collaboration between like organizations in Ghana and organizations in Ethiopia you have worked with? How has it been? Has there been any challenges and how were you guys able to overcome it to be able to work together?
So, yes, we in Ethiopia we have a different calendar, but that doesn't necessarily affect us from like doing our job in a manner that's really like is aligned to the rest of the world. For instance, this is the second partnering for change that we're doing in Ghana. So one of the programs that we have in Ethiopia actually stemmed from this conversation. So at the moment we are running a project of a tech fellowship project where entrepreneurs who have solutions that support education are being supported by our partnership with Mastercard Foundation. And conversations like Partnering for Change 2 years back in Ghana actually stemmed or initiated these projects that we are doing in Ethiopia. So, you know, like, as I said, we share, as Africans, we share challenges. And there is also a possibility of cross-fertilizing what we're doing in country into the other. So definitely partnering is something that we also hold dear to our hearts in Outreach for Change, because our focus is supporting the social entrepreneur. But it doesn't necessarily make us an expert on the area that the social entrepreneurs are working. So to make sure that we are aligning with their technical expectation of the entrepreneur, we really rely on partners who are experts in the area. If it is climate, we need a climate expert to actually be able to join us and support the entrepreneur from that perspective. If it is education, then we need to have an education expert who can also support us and partner with us, bringing that expertise.
Right. So at Discourse channel, what we are trying to do is for people to hear the African story, what innovations are being done in the country, and then what various organizations are trying to do to support the ecosystem. So based on the theme, what are some of like probably like one or two actions you think we should all take to be able to push the theme or the agenda in pushing women into social entrepreneurship and then also changing the system on your personal preference? What are some one or two things you feel we can do or actions we should take to be able to make sure this is a reality and it's not just something we're just talking about?
So something that I really believe as a woman, and also as a woman who leads an organization supporting social entrepreneurs, I do believe that our change leaders, the social entrepreneurs, if they get the right support at the right time, they really can bring an impact to our nation, to their countries, to their communities. And we don't necessarily have to have our hope on the aids that we receive or necessarily on assistance from other countries. The change leaders, the social entrepreneurs have the solutions that we are looking for that really works for our community. But they really need someone who is an early risk taker, who would give them a chance and who will basically support them to show them the way and to also give them some linkage and support. It can be financially, technically, but I do believe that we can bring our solutions for the problems that we are facing on a daily basis.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
having you.
You
And
too.
I think before you leave, I'll still open the floor if you have anything else you want to share to our African audience. Anything you want us to know about you, about Ethiopia, even about your experience in Ghana. We just want to hear it for you.
Yeah, so as I have seen like the great hospitality of Ghanaian people this past few days, I would also really invite you guys to come visit Ethiopia.
Have to be there.
Because we are also planning to have our partnering for change at Ethiopia. So that's something that I would like to extend.
So please look out for Africa Discourse channel in Ethiopia. It has been a lovely conversation and we'll have more when we get to Ethiopia. Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.